Let's talk about battery terminals. You know, those small, simple connection points we usually don't give a second thought to. But here's the thing. That tiny link is one of the most critical parts of your entire power system. Doesn't matter if it's your car, your boat, or your off-grid setup. And how you protect it? Well, that can make all the difference.
So let's just cut right to the chase. You've heard the debate, I'm sure. What in the world are you supposed to put on your battery terminals to keep them from getting all gunked up? Do you grab that old tub of Vaseline that's been sitting on a shelf for years, or do you go for that special dielectric grease? And listen, this isn't just some nitpicky maintenance detail. Getting this right is about reliability for the long haul, and more importantly, it's about safety. Using the wrong stuff can lead to power loss, system failure, and, in the absolute worst-case scenario, it could actually start a fire. Okay, so to really get the solution, we first have to understand the problem. And the number one enemy of every single battery terminal out there is corrosion. You know what I'm talking about, that fuzzy, white, or kind of greenish crud that just seems to grow out of nowhere. So what is that stuff really? Well, it's just a chemical reaction. The lead in the terminals reacts with the oxygen and moisture in the air, and sometimes it gets a little boost from battery acid fumes. This creates a crusty layer of lead sulfate, which is an absolutely terrible conductor of electricity. It's literally choking off the flow of power, which drives up resistance and starts creating heat. Now, to fight this, a whole lot of people reach for something familiar. It's a fix that's been passed down from one generation to the next, but as we're about to find out, it's a huge myth that can actually cause a lot more harm than good.
And you get it, right? You can totally see why it's so popular. I mean, it's cheap, you've probably already got some in your workshop, and when you first smear it on, it kind of looks like it's doing the job. And of course, there's that super powerful logic, hey, it's what my grandpa always did. We've all heard that one.
But here's the reality check. Vaseline, or petroleum jelly, was never designed for this job. It can actually trap a microscopic layer of moisture right up against the metal, which can make things corrode even faster underneath that greasy layer. Over time, especially in a system that's pulling a lot of current, it can break down, mix with acid, and actually increase resistance. And more resistance means more heat. And a petroleum product getting hot near a potential spark is, well, it's a recipe for disaster. So, if Vaseline is a big no-no, what's the right move? This is where we leave the old garage hack behind and step into the engineered professional solution, dielectric grease. This is what the pros use, and for very good reason. Unlike Vaseline, dielectric grease is a silicon-based product that was literally engineered for electrical jobs like this. It stays stable even when things get hot, it actively pushes moisture away to stop corrosion before it starts, and it does all this without messing up the electrical connection itself. Okay, so we've covered the what, but let's talk about the why. Why is it so much better? Let's dig into the science of how this stuff actually works to protect your entire system. This chart lays it all out, plain and simple. I mean, just look at the difference. Purpose, general purpose lube versus a specific electrical insulator and sealant. Moisture, one traps it, the other repels it. And here's the big one, high current risk. Vaseline is a high risk, a fire hazard. Dielectric grease is low risk because it's stable. It's really a night and day comparison. And right about now, you're probably thinking what a lot of people think, and it's a totally logical question. If you need electricity to flow through this connection, why on earth would you coat it with something that's an insulator, something that's specifically designed to be non-conductive? Here's the secret, the key thing to understand. The grease is not there to conduct the electricity. Your clean, tight metal-on-metal connection is already doing that job perfectly. The dielectric grease goes on around that connection to create a perfect, flexible seal. Think of it like a waterproof gasket. It's sealing the important metal parts from the air and moisture that cause all the problems. It's a barrier, not a bridge. This whole thing boils down to one simple concept, terminal resistance. It's any little thing that gets in the way of the current flowing. Now, when a terminal gets corroded or has the wrong gunk on it, that resistance goes up. And even a tiny, tiny increase might not sound like a big deal, but trust me, in a high-power system, it's incredibly dangerous. There's this basic formula in electricity. Power loss equals current squared times resistance. Don't worry about the math, just focus on that squared part. It means any small increase in resistance gets multiplied into a massive increase in heat and wasted power. This chart shows it all. A clean terminal, barely any loss. A corroded one, it basically turns our terminal into a tiny, inefficient, and very dangerous electric heater. Okay, so we've got the why down cold. Now let's get practical and talk about the how. How do you actually do this the right way, the safe way? Here is your definitive 6-step guide.
First things first, before you even think about touching that battery, we have to talk safety. This is non-negotiable. Get your safety glasses on, grab some chemical-resistant gloves, use insulated tools if you have them to avoid any accidental shorts. Make sure you're in a spot with good airflow, and most importantly, make sure the battery is completely disconnected from everything. All right, here's the play-by-play. Step 1, disconnect the negative cable first, then the positive. Step 2, clean everything. Use a wire brush, maybe a baking soda and water paste, and get those terminals and clamps sparkling clean. Then dry them completely. Now step 3, and this is the most important part, apply a thin layer of dielectric grease to the terminal post and the threads of the clamp. And step 4 is what not to do. Do not put a giant glob of grease between the flat metal surfaces where they clamp together. You want metal on metal for the connection. The grease seals it from the outside. Then just reassemble, positive first, then negative, and tighten it down properly. Let's just hammer this point home, because it really matters. Using too much grease, using the wrong stuff, or not tightening it down enough, any of these things can create a point of high resistance. High resistance creates heat, and that heat can lead to melted parts, sparks, or even a fire. It is absolutely worth taking an extra minute to do this right.
But when you follow these steps and you use the right engineered product, you've just done something huge. You have knocked out a major potential point of failure in your entire electrical system. You didn't go for the quick and dirty fix. You made a choice for long-term performance, for reliability, and for your own safety.
So with that peace of mind and knowing your power source is solid and your connections are protected for the long haul, there's really only one question left. What amazing things are you going to power up next?